earn money, save money, and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy.
Traveling from point A to point B nowadays has become very easy. Public transport systems in many cities throughout the world are so well developed that some people even prefer using buses or metro instead of their own cars. Electric transport, first of all, rail transport has a maximum work output. We can see that rail transport, in particular metro, light rail transport and trams are on the top of special tables depicting vehicle transportation costs. These are eco-friendly types of transport which do not pollute the environment. Separate lanes for public transport, the construction of underground and purchasing of new emission-free buses. Measures like these in Almaty are taken for several years. Its purpose is to release large cities from traffic jams, improve the ecological situation, make traveling within the city most comfortable and save passengers time. If we want to offer people the possibility of using the public transport, we should always think about the time saving, because time is the key factor of economy. Everything is evolving very rapidly. The most rapid types of transport are most in demand. For this purpose, special lanes for public transport are put into use. Over the last 5 years, the number of public transport users in Kazakhstan's largest city, Almaty, doubled. And it is no surprise because the construction of metro in the city continues and the fleet of buses and trolley buses grows. This work consists of many criteria, beginning from the vehicle fleet. People want to travel in large, modern and clean buses with air conditioners and Wi-Fi, so local authorities should understand this fact. Along with that, the information about the public transport should be available online. It is expected that by 2017, only in the capital of Kazakhstan, at least 40% of local population will be using public transport. Currently, only 33% of residents of Astana travel in buses. The fare in different cities of Kazakhstan varies between 50 and 90 tenge. In the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, one trip in a bus costs 90 tenge. In Almaty and Atyrau, it is 10 tenge less. In Ust-Kamenogorsk, it makes up 75, and in Semey and Shymkent, 70 tenge. Paying your fare is possible both by cash and by acquiring a traveling ticket. This year, an electronic system of ticketing has been introduced in Almaty. Since that time, passengers have to buy travel cards at a cost of a little more than $1 and recharge it depending on the number of trips. The card is valid in all types of public transport. Fare evasion is punishable by a fine of almost $13.
Что нам дает сама система электронного билетирования? То есть это в первую очередь мы показываем прозрачность системы, прозрачность пассажиропотока.
Electronic ticketing provides us with a possibility of creating a transparent system of passenger transportation. Currently, we are able to demonstrate the exact number of trips made by passengers. The money goes to the budget in the form of tax revenues. This is a big advantage which excludes a shadow turnover of money paid by passengers.
И вы знаете прекрасно, что, скажем, да, вот большой оборот, теневой оборот был в общественном транспорте.
Attention is being given not only to the development of common passenger, but also to eco-friendly and healthy types of transport. Thus, the popularity of bike-sharing system is growing all over the world. Since recently, it is also being practiced in Kazakhstan. The advantage of leasing of public bicycles is that they can be taken in one point and left in another. In Kazakhstan, this system is used in Astana. Recently, it was also launched in Shymkent. We supported this initiative and cooperated with Samruk Kazina Fund, which installed 40 stations with 200 bicycles along the 12-kilometer track. And this is only the beginning. For comparison, in Astana, there were also 200 such bicycles. Nowadays, their number exceeds 1,000. Currently, they even do not sell cards due to lack of bicycles. Almaty is to become the next city where bike-sharing system will be launched. Even now, experts say that this way of traveling is beneficial not only for the environment, but reduces road congestion and saves money of system users.
Я советую, да, студентам.
I recommend students to use this system who travel to their universities in cars, spend about 20 minutes in search of a parking place and use additional gasoline. Instead of that, I advise them to take a bicycle at the station closer to their home and then leave it at the nearest station to the university. In the same way, they can return home.
Бесплатный. Точно так же вы можете обратно вернуться домой.
The public transport system in Europe is considered one of the best in the world. However, it was not so all the time. Many countries tried to reach this goal by implementing development programs, which finally yielded results. For example, in the early 2000s, Switzerland set a goal to double the number of trips in public transport by 2020. Currently, trams, trolleybuses and buses operate in cities and towns. There are day and nighttime routes. The cost of a one-way trip is almost €4 and of a round trip €7.5. Tickets are available on bus stops and special slot machines.
Лучшие примеры, именно самые экологичные, это метро, ЛРТ.
The best examples of ecological transport are not automobiles but metro, light rail transport, trams and bicycles. Trolleybuses go not everywhere because in many European cities, streets are too narrow for this type of transport.
Вот, и там в основном используется рельсовый транспорт.
In Germany, along with standard types of transport, go speed trams and commuter trains. The price of tickets is the same in different regions and makes up €2. A day ticket costs almost €6. There are also one-week tickets at a cost of about €30. A heavy fine from €40 and more is established for ticketless travel. Traffic jams and parking problems force many residents of the UK to use the public transport instead of cars, which is very well developed, goes along special lanes and according to the schedule. Ticket prices depend on traffic congestion and time. A single trip can cost from £5 to £8.
Сейчас новый тренд в Европе – это электровелосипеды. То есть велосипеды, где…
Electric bicycles have become a new trend in Europe. On the one hand, you need to spin the pedals while riding this bicycle, but on the other hand, they help you to overcome various obstacles, such as going up a hill. They also attract older people for whom motion rather than sports is important. Europe is experiencing a real boom of electric bicycles.
И сейчас в Европе наблюдается просто бум продаж электровелосипедов.
For many years, tourists consider the London taxi the best, safest and the cleanest in the world. In the UK capital, it is possible to stop a car in the street or call it by phone. There are also cab stands near hotels. The fare depends on the trip length. Travelling at a distance from 1.5 kilometers costs £6 to £9 and more than 3 kilometers almost £14. Metro in Seoul is not only a perfect way of traveling, but also an example of technological progress. Thus, in the first virtual supermarket, visitors can buy all the goods via their smartphones. Along with that, all the stations are equipped with Wi-Fi. Daily, the Metro of Seoul carries more than 9 million passengers. Trains go each 5 minutes. A single fare card costs a little more than $1.
В азиатских городах существует также сейчас тренд на ограничение пользования автомобилем, то есть всеми видами налогов, всеми видами каких-то дополнительных.
In many Asian cities, more and more restrictions are imposed on cars in the form of various types of taxes, additional payments, and even rights on buying a vehicle. The automobilization is being restricted because the network of roads cannot be expanded anymore. The density of population in these countries is very high. As a result, public transport systems are being developed. For example, a great many of passengers use metro and railway transport.
Рельсовые системы, которые имеют возможность эффективно работать при большом пассажиропотоке.
Like in Korea, residents of Hong Kong can pay their fare with a transport card which is valid in metro and buses. It costs $150. $100 is fare itself and $50 is the price of the card. Nowadays, about 90% of local population use public transport, the most popular of which is metro. It connects airport and mainland China. Singaporean public transport system is considered the best in the world. Ultra-modern metro and buses allow to travel within the city with maximum comfort. A single trip in a bus costs $1. There is also a possibility of buying a travel card at almost $9. Buses are the most popular transport in the US. The fare depends on the time of the day and is cheaper at night time. For example, in New York, a single trip costs $2.5. A monthly travel card costs $70. A trip in metro is more expensive and reaches $3. A monthly ticket costs $100. Taxi in the US is also popular. You can easily catch taxi in the street. Fare is charged per minute or for each kilometer.
Тренд повернулся вот в сторону, опять же, более устойчивых видов передвижений. И Сан-Франциско очень сильно развивает, например, систему, опять же, использования велосипеда.
There is a trend towards the more sustainable means of transport. For example, in San Francisco, people are encouraged to use bicycles. Authorities of other cities take on rail transport or bus rapid transit systems. Thus, people in New York almost do not use cars because within the city it is much easier to travel by metro, taxi or just walk. Having a car in New York is disadvantageous.
Там наиболее низкий процент использования именно автомобиля среди городов США.
International experts believe that the bus fleet all over the world will be expanding and buses will be more comfortable. They also think that due to this fact, by 2050 the demand for cars will drop by 40%. However, this does not mean that less people will be traveling by cars. Instead of that, they will share their vehicles or lease them. Even now, car sharing, a short-term auto rental, is becoming very popular in different parts of the world. It means that you can take a car even for a half an hour. In some countries, public vehicles are offered for free during the first 20 minutes. Market participants forecast that by the end of this century, the demand for car sharing will raise 10 times and the number of customers will reach 26 million people. Car-sharing customers are divided into several categories. Those who can afford buying their own vehicles belong to the first category. Those who can cut costs on maintenance of their own vehicles represent the second category. Environmentalists are the third category. Despite the fact that the public transport is considered the cheapest way of traveling, we can also save money on using it. First of all, we should choose the best route and minimize the number of transfers. In addition, experts recommend us to go by foot more, especially if your work is within 15 minutes walking distance from home. It is much better than sitting in traffic jams another 30 minutes. Statistics is an argument in favor of the public transport. Private cars occupy 18 times more space on roads and parking lots. In addition, few people know that the chance of being involved in an accident in a bus is 5.5 times lower than in a car. Financial benefits is another advantage because passengers do not have to care about the repair and fuel prices. The world's most expensive metro station opened in New York. Its construction costs reached $4 billion. The station is located in the territory of the destroyed towers of the World Trade Center. It connects 11 lines of the New York Metro. Its daily capacity is 250,000 people. It took 12 years to build the station. The station looks like a big white bird.